hamburger, onion, and garlic are all simmering. I'm going to drain it here in a second, and then I'm going to add a can of diced tomatoes and some fried cheese bertolli sauce to it. Now, you could make your own marinara as well. I just really don't have the time for it because I needed a quicker meal for my family. But that is my plan. I'm using my old mix and chop to brown my hamburgers. But that's what I'm doing right now. So I haven't stirred it up yet, but this is what my sauce is going to look like unstirred, and it'll look different as I start to stir it here in a second. Now, I have started my noodles, and over here with the noodles, always add salt, not oil. And this looks like a lot of salt, but it is not, because first of all, I'm going to drain the water, so it's not like most of the salt is going to go in our plate. The second thing about it is you should also check your sauces if you add tomato to it, because when you add tomato, it absorbs all of the salt as you cook it down. So those oftentimes need to be re-salted, and a lot of times people's spaghetti doesn't turn out very tasty because they're not tasting as they go and re-salting as they cook down that tomato. Okay, we're just gonna let this simmer a little bit. Now I will tell you, the needing to re-add salt won't happen as often for me tonight because I'm not making anything from scratch. I added store-bought sauce, and I also used store pre-cut tomato. Now, if I buy whole tomatoes in the can, those you have to watch as well because you're cooking down the tomato a lot. But since these were already diced, I probably won't have to resalt this at all. It's probably salted plenty from the store. I will, however, taste test it before I mix it with my noodles. Now, see how the sauce is nice and bubbling and popping just a little bit? That means I'm not going to be pouring cold sauce onto my pasta. Maybe pouring already heated sauce onto my pasta. It's also going to save me a little bit of cook time. Now, you don't have to do this step, but when I make pasta, I like to add this, and then I tell my kids it's fake lasagna. The only addition I'm doing is really this, and I'm going to put some cheese on the top here in a second. But with this, I always keep it on hand in my fridge, and then they won't eat it as a side dish. But I want it as a side dish in the summer with salads and sandwiches, and so does my husband. But as you know, it has a limited shelf life, so if it doesn't get eaten in time. So one of the ways that I've used this in order to keep it in rotation is cottage cheese is going to go in there, and you watch, it's going to be tasty. I'm really doing about half the container of cottage cheese, and that's what it looks like stirred in. This is a 3-cheese blend of cheddar, Swiss, and provolone from our Mennonite grocery store, which I adore. But yeah, so let me pour some of that. Now, you can slide this in the oven and let that melt up if that's what you want to do. Me, I'm more impatient than that. My kids are ready to eat. We all have ADHD. We don't care. It's what's going to taste like. So I'm going to stir this up into mine and serve it as it is instead of melting it on the top. But if I were trying to serve this to look nice, I would just melt it up a little bit on the top under my oven.